And good morning, everyone. Today is February 5th, Tuesday, a little more rain.
Yeah, welcome to this day. We don't want any more rain, but I guess we're going to have some rain. And today is also National Weather Person's Day.
I'm not a weather person, but I play one on TV.
Too funny, too
Yes.
funny. All right, well, we'll tell you a little bit more about that after Ken tells us who's coming on today.
Yeah, interesting. Today we have on the Sheriff of Orange County, Don Barnes, and he's going to sit down with Lisa and tell us what's going on in the Sheriff's Department, some programs that they're working on, and other things as well. It's great to have him here. Also, from the Hearing Well Club, we have Tony Berrient. She's the president of that club, going to be talking about their upcoming meeting. We're also going to bring you a segment from Memorial Care and MedBox.
Perfect. And the meetings that we have today is the GRF board meeting at 9:30 in the morning, and that will be at the boardroom. And then we have the third finance committee, which will be at 1:30 in the boardroom. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about National Weather Person Day. And it is a day to honor all individuals in the field of meteorology, weather forecasting, and broadcast meteorology. There he is, our weatherman. Volunteer storm spotters and observers are also recognized on this day. Now, this annual holiday commemorates the birthday of John. You know, it's hard to get you smiling in those, I'm telling you. He's so serious. John Jeffries, who was born on this day in 1744. Dr. Jeffries, a scientist and a surgeon, is considered to be one of America's first weather observers. He kept weather records from 1774 to 1816. Jeffries took his first balloon observation in 1784. Those being honored on National Weather Person's Day work hard to accurately forecast and report the always changing and often unpredictable weather. With all of the new technological advances, though, it makes it a lot easier. However, as always, predicting Mother Nature is rather difficult, right, Ken?
Yes, it is.
So tell us about our weather now anyway.
Well, the weather today is, you know, we got a little sunshine out there now, but just like yesterday, we had some sunshine right about this time, and then a couple strong cells came in. In fact, we had probably about 1.25 inches yesterday. So decent amount of rain. I think we're going to see far less today. I think maybe I'm thinking about 1/4 inch, although yesterday we got more than I thought we would, but today it looks like even more scattered showers. So I'm saying maybe 1/4 inch or a little bit above that, at least in this area. Then tomorrow the rain's been taken out of the forecast, so we're going to have partly cloudy skies as we move to Thursday. Nice and sunny. We're going to keep it down low though as far as the temperatures go today. Then a 30% chance for Saturday, and I think probably maybe about a 20% chance for Sunday as it stands right now. By the way, what do those percentages mean? 30% chance? People think it's a 30% chance of rain. If you say it's 30% chance of Southern California, it means at least 30% of Southern California will get rain. It's not like 30% maybe will get it. Believe it or not, that's what that means. So it's kind of convoluted. I didn't make that up, and I didn't come up with that. That's what I read a long time ago. All right, here we go around the area today. Cool temps everywhere you go. If you had a chance to go out yesterday evening when it kind of stopped raining for a while, it was just really nice out. I mean, the air is so fresh and clean. It was just, I thought it was just beautiful. Stood out front for a little bit yesterday evening, and I thought it was really nice. Here we are today. This is the coldest day probably of the week. So you can see, look at Big Bear, only getting up to 26, going down to 12 degrees. And Mammoth got, I think, in a 72 inches, they said, in a 24-hour period. That's a heck of a lot of rain. They'll be getting, a heck of a lot of snow. They'll be getting more today. And in fact, a lot coming in today in those areas, as will Big Bear, as will if you're traveling up the 5. They are expecting it. In fact, this morning they were getting some in Gorman. So keep that in mind. There may be some closures of the 5 in that area. And yesterday we did get some snow on top of Saddleback, although you couldn't really see it, but it was there. So love it. We'll be back in just a moment.
I just love that ring. Where'd you get it?
I got it at the jewelry box. I saw it on Facebook, and then I went in and bought it. They have the most unique, awesome pre-owned pieces for amazing prices.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest, voted best jewelry store in Orange County for 8 straight years, offering unmatched prices on fine jewelry and watches, refurbished to new condition.
Visit us in our store or shop our website for just arrived items.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Well, with me right now is Monty Westall. He is a resident here in Laguna Woods Village, but more importantly, he is a user of MedBox from AmeriFarmer. We're going to talk about that right now. Monty, welcome.
Thank you.
How long have you lived here in the village?
Since 2011.
Okay, so about well, now what? It's about
going on
7
7
years.
years
Yeah,
now.
it's 2018, right. And before there, where were you?
I lived in Aliso Viejo for almost 20 years.
Okay, so
I've
you're
been
a
very
native.
close. Yeah, I'm a native of this area.
Well, great. So let me ask you something. How did you come across learning about AmeriFarmer, about the MedBox product? Where'd you think about, wow, that's like something that might benefit me?
I saw it on television. I saw the first ad, and it happened right after I had done my weekly chore of separating all my pills and putting them in 2 boxes for the week, one for the morning and one for the evening.
Yeah.
And it's just such a tedious chore. It's not hard, but if I mess up,
Right.
then it's on me.
Yeah.
So when I saw the ad, I thought, wow, this is a no-brainer. It's just everything that I could want. I mean, it's a service I'd actually pay for,
Yeah.
but I get it for free if I go with AmeriFarmer.
Now, how did you go about that? What was your
Well,
first
I
step?
called
Did you
the
call
800
AmeriFarmer?
number,
Okay.
and they asked me some questions, and they got the name of my doctor, and they contacted my doctor so they could switch my prescriptions from Walmart to AmeriFarmer. So I picked up, by the way, another time saver. They deliver it right to my house, so I don't
that's
have
very
to go
nice.
wait in line in Walmart anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a big benefit, isn't it?
Right.
Not having to actually go to a pharmacy.
Right.
And when the process, when you first started that process, about how long did it take? You probably already had some medication you had to go
Oh
through.
yeah, I was about to renew my medications, so at that point I switched over to AmeriFarmer, and they took over the responsibility of getting my prescriptions right.
Right.
But what's really important is I have to take it morning and evening.
Yeah.
And so reminding myself to take it, it's a lot easier when you've got this box
Yeah.
staring you in the face when you brush your teeth.
Right.
So it's just a great system, and I feel a lot better about meeting my own responsibilities with the help of AmeriFarmer.
And they just deliver it to you.
Right
for
to your
you,
door.
is it once a month, or how does that work?
Well, I get my prescriptions on a 90-day basis.
Okay.
And so I get 90 days worth of pills in a box, and then by the time I run out, there comes a new box.
So you don't have to contact
The only
them.
time I have to contact them is if my doctor changes my prescription.
Okay.
Okay, and so he'll note that directly to them because they maintain a relationship with
Okay.
the doctor.
So it's not something you really, I mean, obviously you're going to go see your doctor. Your
Right.
doctor's going to
Right.
consult with you, tell you if there's any changes, but then they, of course, your doctor communicates right with AmeriFarmer, and they take care of that.
That's right. That's right. Just like if you were at Walmart and you had a change in prescription, they
Right.
would contact your doctor. That's what AmeriFarmer
Yeah,
does.
and as you said, this doesn't cost you any more.
It's actually a valuable benefit or a service that I'd pay for just to get rid of that responsibility and the
Yeah.
chore, but they provide it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same cost. And my copay and my insurance remain the same.
And it's very convenient, as you have the box right here.
Yeah,
You just go through right in the day
right.
and pull out, and it's
Yeah,
here,
it
let me,
says-
here, I'll hold this up here, people can see, but it go ahead, it right on the label. I know that's a little hard to see, but it shows what the prescription is, and it has your time, and So it doesn't, you don't have to worry about that, but you can always double check it, and then the next day or next time comes around, and there it is, right?
And I don't have to pick up any more pills that I've dropped on the floor.
No. That's got to be a huge benefit, because I can just imagine, I'm not at the point where I have to take anything, but if you're taking even 2 or 3, every week you got to kind of dole it out in those little boxes or whatever it may be.
Yes.
Yeah, and with this too, I would think maybe you're going to go away for a few days. You can either take the box with you or maybe pull out exactly what you need.
That's another great thing. Yeah, just take out the couple of days worth of prescriptions and pack it in my bag.
Very nice.
But I think that this has made my life so much easier in a very important part of my life.
Yeah. I mean,
managing your own prescriptions.
Yeah, making it convenient is fantastic.
I think that anybody that is dealing with prescriptions the way I am, they've got to try this, because it just saves so much time, and it's another load off your shoulders.
Yeah, and so for you again, you contacted AmeriFarmer first, gave them your information about your primary care doctor, and then they dealt with the doctor and the medications.
A couple of phone calls was all it took.
Yeah, and then you get your first box.
Right.
And for you, it's every 90 days.
3 months, yeah, every 90 days.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice too.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you found the med box from AmeriFarmer, and it looks like you're enjoying living here.
I am. I mean, the golf here is fantastic. The people here are great, and the security's tight. So this is one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah.
as I enjoy my retirement.
Yep. All right. Very good. Hey, it was great to meet you. I hope I see you again.
Well, thank you, Ken.
All right. You take care, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
Welcome back. About a month ago, we were able to go to the swearing-in ceremony of Sheriff Don Barnes, and I'm lucky enough to have him in our studio today. Well, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, and thanks for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. And you know, it's been a while since we've had you on, because I know you were busy campaigning.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And it worked, so congratulations again.
Thank you.
And we were able to go to the swearing-in ceremony, and what a great event it was. Tell me what it meant to you.
There was, well, it's a very surreal moment when you go through the process of running for office and then being successful. And the swearing-in ceremony had a lot of special moments that were unique, I think, to me, and I think some people who were there got it. Having Sheriff Brad Gates there to present my badge. He presented my badge to me as a deputy sheriff 30 years ago when I became a peace officer. So to present that badge back to my wife to pin, having my wife pin the badge, having Sheriff Sandra Hutchins there and to be able to recognize her. She has tremendous humility, and what she had hoped to do was sneak out the back door with nobody noticing. So as much as she wanted to just ride off into the sunset, I would have the ability to bring her up on stage and recognize her for her 10 years of service.
Right.
And it was just a real special moment. I think the one thing that was special also, and people I don't think got the message, was the benediction at the end. I had a member of the Muslim community, a member of the Jewish community, and a member of the Black community do a joint benediction. And that was by design, because those three groups are the most targeted of hate crime. And I wanted to show that in Orange County we have developed relationships with each of these groups, many others through our Interfaith Council, which I thought was important for us to show those who were there in attendance.
Yes, a very well thought out event. And another thing that I really enjoyed was at the very beginning where you have were they the recruits?
Recruits, yes.
They did a great job. That's very nice.
It is an impressive academy. If you don't know, maybe your viewers don't know, the Orange County Sheriff's Regional Training Academy is probably the most credible academy in the nation. It's a full stress academy, 6.5 months, and if you make it through that academy, you've earned your way into law enforcement. It's instant credibility.
Okay.
Very proud of it.
Excellent. And then what about the, at the end, you had the bagpipes?
Yeah, those were actually the Association of Orange County Deputy Sheriffs pipe and band, pipe and drums. And it was special to me. They're new. They've only been in existence for about 2 years, so they've really, I think, developed an expertise. I saw them about 6-8 months ago and mentioned to them that if I were to be successful, if they would be at my event, and of course it all worked out.
Perfect.
I'm very proud of them.
Well, perfect. Well, it seems like you had a good time and it was well run and you were very popular at the end.
Well, thank you.
That's why we're having you on now, because I didn't get anywhere near you at the ceremony. So let's talk about the initiatives that you brought up during the ceremony and what you campaigned on. We can just run from the vigilance and protecting our community all the way through if you want to just kind of touch on those.
Well, sure. I think the vigilance and protecting our community is the core of what we do in public safety, and so to make sure that we protect the public well, but there's also a preventative measure in doing that also, and of course order maintenance, which is the foundation of public safety and law enforcement, to make sure we maintain order, that we develop programs that are geared towards keeping the community safe and making sure that the community is co-producers of their own safety through several initiatives that we have already started and underway, and they're growing out as we speak. So we want to make sure that we develop those. And law enforcement is changing. It's not the same as it was 10 years ago, and it won't be the same 10 years from now as crime changes and the things we face become much more difficult to investigate and prevent.
Right.
For example, we have a cyber crimes unit in the Sheriff's Department that started about 3 years ago, and as you can imagine, it's taken off. You don't have to rob somebody at the ATM anymore. You can steal from the other side of the planet, and you have to be able to investigate those cases in a much more dynamic way than what happened, just a few years ago.
Exactly. All right. And then reducing the prevalence of drugs, which I know that's been happening a lot lately, unfortunately.
This is probably one of my most important initiatives, and I think the public is just now catching on, but for several years there's been a progression of the narcotics trade within that's really impacting the communities that we have an obligation to try to prevent as much as possible. So the opioid crisis is probably the one that people are just now becoming aware of. About 4 years ago, our crime lab was the lab on the West Coast that recognized the first fentanyl case. Fentanyl is an opioid, a synthetic opioid, that's 50 times more potent than heroin. So to put that in perspective, and this I think the viewers might appreciate, if you had a sugar packet, which is 1 gram, and dumped that sugar packet out onto the table, that would represent 500 lethal doses of fentanyl. So it's very, very toxic and dangerous, and we're seeing overdose rates are doubling every year. We have a naloxone program with the Sheriff's Department started 4 years ago. That's an opioid antagonist. It's like Narcan for people who are overdosing. Every year we're doubling the number of saves, lives that we're saving in the public, but it's becoming progressively worse. The fentanyl used to be clandestine produced, illegally produced in China and made its way to the East Coast and the West from there. Now it's being produced just south of our border by the cartels. So we're seeing seizures coming up the 5 freeway of multiple kilos of pure fentanyl that are coming up. A 900% increase in 1 year of pure fentanyl coming up. We had over 30 kilos seized in 2018 of fentanyl. That represents about 16 million doses of fentanyl. So it's the new trend. It's here. It's probably not going to go anywhere. And for the 4th year in a row, we've sponsored a bill through Senator Bates to include fentanyl in the same level of enhanced penalties for trafficking fentanyl that cocaine and methamphetamine and heroin has. Right now it's not included. It's much more dangerous, and it's not included with the same penalties. We want to make sure that we hold people accountable.
Oh yeah, make sure you keep us posted on that one for sure. Now with all of this increased drug use and coming over the border, obviously you're going to have to increase your resources for the crime lab. So how would you be doing that?
Well, everything's changing as we go forward. So the crime lab, we have new equipment that we're always trying to stay on top of. We just bought several new pieces that allows our analysts to take one sample, and it could be one of hundreds of different substances. It used to be they had to piecemeal those testing out, and now they get those, they can confirm what substances are almost immediately. The biggest challenge we're facing right now in a crime lab is actually DUI marijuana because of the toxicity level that people might have in their blood system.
Right.
So we have to look at the nanometer per deciliter. It's like blood alcohol, but for THC. And come up with a system that we can validate that to hold people accountable.
Oh, that's good.
Right now, in the fatality deaths that we're seeing through our crime lab, this may be hard for people to believe. A decade ago, it was always alcohol. Well, 6 out of 10 cases have a substance other than alcohol in their blood, and 4 out of 10 have a multi-polydrug combo. That means multiple drugs in their system that's leading to the impairment and leading to death. Wow. So staying on top of all those are very, very difficult, and our crime lab, internationally accredited crime lab, will always be, I think, 1 or 2 steps ahead of everybody as we lead the way.
Well, good to know.
Yes.
Good job. Thanks for doing that for us. All right, so crime prevention specific to Laguna Woods Village, what would you say about it?
Well, I think first of all, you have a great community here because everybody's actively engaged. I wish the rest of the Orange County community was engaged as Laguna Woods Village is. So the first thing is make sure that you get engaged, that you know what's going on. If you see something, say something. Make the phone call if you see something that might be criminal and make us aware of it so we can respond and take care of it. But the greatest thing that your residents can do is to be preventative. Do not prevent or not present the opportunity for crime to occur. And there's several key things that can happen in this community, I believe are happening. First, don't leave items of value in your car.
Right.
That's probably the most obvious one. If you leave your purse or a laptop or a phone, you're just inviting somebody to breach the car, break into the car, and take those items from you. It could be as simple as just loose change in a cup holder might invite somebody into your car. Always lock your car, whether you're there during the day or at night, because people will go through unlocked cars and rummage through and look for items of value.
Right.
Make sure you leave if you have a garage, leave your garage door closed. Make sure you lock your door. Don't present the opportunity for people to commit crime.
Right.
And most importantly to this community is don't subject yourself to a lot of the fraud and scams that are happening that target, unfortunately, the elderly. They take advantage of people by making phone calls and saying, you know, Grandma, I'm in jail. There's no relation, they just get people baited in. So those scams are prevalent in these communities, and just make sure that you don't give out information on the phone, you don't be responsive to that. If you think it might be your grandson or granddaughter, hang up and call them directly.
Right.
And don't be prey to those who will prey upon you.
Right, we have our Chief of Security, Tim Moy, who I try to get on at least once a month to make sure that he talks a lot about the things that you just mentioned. So
Tim is great. He's got a lot of experience. He's a retired member of the Sheriff's Department, 30+ years, and he's a perfect match for the community here in Laguna Woods Village.
We agree. All right, so let's go back. Okay, when we talk about being a partnership, are you talking about partnering with communities, or maybe elaborate on your partnership?
Well, both. The law enforcement today is not the same as it was, and you have to be transparent, open, and invite in the public to better understand what we do. If somebody watches CSI Miami and thinks that represents what law enforcement is and how we function, I can tell you it's not even close.
Right.
But we have a lot of collaborative relationships with the community. One that I'm most proud of is the Interfaith Council that I spoke to about a little earlier. All the different religious faiths in the county work with the sheriff on community issues, and it's a bond and a relationship that's been built over the course of years. But one of the initiatives I'm starting is a community coalitions or community groups with members, segmented members of the community.
Okay.
One of my 501c3s that I sit on the board for is MECA. It's a multi-ethnic collaboration of community agencies, and it's aimed towards those disparate groups that may be underrepresented in services. So taking that same philosophy and having a community group or council from the Hispanic community and the Vietnamese community and the Korean community and the Black community, and just have a sounding board for the sheriff and for public safety. And so I'm working now identifying key stakeholders within those different parts of our community, and they will work with me and members of my staff to make sure that we have a mutual beneficial understanding of what each of us expects and what we can do. And what I found by having that type of collateral that's built over time, that when something or if something does go wrong, you have the relationships already established before that allows you to work the problem rather than meeting somebody for the first time.
Okay, and then whatever you find out from them and the meetings and things, do you then roll that out to the people who can then relay that to the communities?
Absolutely, and I think what's most important is our deputies do a great job of working with the community, but they don't want to be offensive to the community as well. So I also work with an LGBTQ working group, law enforcement group, and it's all about mutual understanding and mutual trust, right? How do you, so if we stop somebody who might be a member of the LGBTQ community, all our deputies want to know is how do we dialogue with them in a way that's not offensive to them, not using an inappropriate term, how to appropriately address them. And we found that that's been very beneficial for our staff. Nobody wants to hurt somebody's feelings or insult somebody, but just to say, if you have somebody in this group, this is how you can talk to them, and this is how they want to be addressed. 90% of the issues are resolved before you even start to work through the reason for the encounter.
All right, excellent. And then the jail system, I know you talk a little bit about that in your initiatives. Why don't you elaborate a little bit on that?
It's my #1 priority for our for the Sheriff's Department. If you take away all the things that we do that might be value added, patrol and investigations and the tactical teams, we really have one core mandate within the Sheriff's Department, and that's the care, custody, and control of our jails. And over the last several years, we've created a lot of initiatives that we've been able to implement. We've made a lot of improvements within the jails. We stabilized the management team that is overseeing our jail operations, and I think we've gone a long way. We haven't arrived. We always still have to be progressive and innovative and look for new ideas, but we are dealing with have dealt with a lot of the issues that might have been raised in the past. But we're still moving forward. One of the largest issues we face right now is the decline or collapse of the mental health system in California, and that's manifested into our jails. We have about 6,100 daily population in our jails. It's considered a mega jail system. And I think your viewers might be shocked to know that 25% of the population has a daily nexus to mental health treatment, 1 in 4. And it's creating a huge pressure on our jail system to make sure we're meeting the expectations of that population and treating them. So we're implementing some innovations now. We're bringing back some improvements within our jail system to make sure the mental health component is robust enough to handle the volume of those we have in our system.
Oh, that's good to hear. Excellent. Okay, so something brand new that just came out is we can now text to 911.
Yes.
How is that going to work?
Well, it's just the progression of how technology is moving forward. So text to 911 is texting obviously is not new, but the ability to text in information directly with one of our dispatchers to dispatch a call or bring emergency notification to us is somewhat new for us. So we're running out a countywide right now, rolling out the text to 911 system that will happen throughout Orange County, regardless of where you live. If you're in Sheriff's jurisdiction, we have it. If you're in Irvine or any other city, it works there as well. So it's just a different way to dialogue that's beyond a verbal communication that happens on texting. So you would send in information, we respond exactly the same way. We could go back and forth with information gathering, and it's the new innovation. Right now it's underutilized, but we see going forward that it might replace not the voice calls obviously, but it will take a significant portion of those calls for service that we receive via dispatch will come in through the text to 911 system. So
did you have to do a lot of changes internally to make that happen, or did you have to work with the cell carriers, or how did it work? Well,
it's almost a progression of just how cellular technology is happening. If you remember back a few years ago when you had your cell phone, if you dialed 911, it by default went to the CHP. And the CHP would then have to reroute it to where they believed the call was occurring. Through technology and the ability to geolocate where those devices are. Now, if you were to call from your cell phone, it would come in from this location that you're calling from within Laguna Woods.
I see.
And so just technology is progressing. Text to 911 is the same. It's the same thing. It's just progressed. So it's one more way that we will be able to handle calls. I could see in the future we might have FaceTime-like calling that might occur. But we do know that people they're not calling when they would make a phone call if the text to 911 system was more robust, which is why we're moving that direction.
All right, excellent. Now, you've been a law enforcement officer for, what, 30 years?
30 years, yes.
Wow, so you've seen a lot of changes for sure.
Yes.
What are some of the most progressive changes that you've seen?
I think the most progressive, recently is the attitude of those we're hiring. Our new hires come in with a different mindset. They're more, I think, inclusive, they're more transparent, they're more technology driven. So I think that's probably the most recent thing that I'm seeing. It's just the quality of people that we're bringing into this profession and the way they view service to the community differently. Not that we didn't, it's just we didn't have to deal with so many of the issues that are being dealt with today.
Right.
When I started in law enforcement 30 years ago, it was you went on a call, you handled it appropriately, you may make an arrest, you might give a warning, you might write a report. Well, our deputies are all things to all people now.
Right.
They're going out and dealing with the opioid crisis, they're dealing with family issues, they're dealing with children and social media, they're dealing with people being cyberbullied. All these different hats that they wear on a daily basis makes it much more difficult, I think, for them to do broad-based services in a different way.
Well, and much more training is involved too.
There's a lot more training. We train on just about everything that we may encounter. But I think technology is a tool to be used, but it's not the solution for what we do.
Right.
It's still a human-based business, and it has to be, because you can't write into an algorithm how to deal with one of the 10,000 different types of calls you might go on at any given time. But body-worn cameras is probably the biggest push that we are going towards.
Right.
We are moving towards field testing. Body-worn cameras have been for years, but it's a very expensive solution to put in play. The viewers may not know, in Laguna Woods Village, we've had in-car camera systems for 3 decades. A lot of the agencies that went to body-worn cameras went from nothing to something. They had to have a solution, and the body-worn camera was the most viable solution for them.
Oh, okay.
So we're moving towards it, but it's a very expensive solution. And so until we can get the price right, because once you buy into it, you can't buy out of it. They're going to own you for a long time.
Right.
So we want to make sure that the storage costs are right, the technology is the right solution for us.
Okay, excellent. And what are you looking forward to doing for the next 4 years as sheriff?
I'm really, it's you know, Sheriff Hutchins, who just retired from law enforcement, it was around Christmas, and I shared with her that when my campaign stopped, I got half my life back. When I transitioned the role of the undersheriff over to my new undersheriff, Bob Peterson, I got the other half of my life back in the workplace. And I told her, it's about Christmas time, I said, I'm really bored, there's nothing to do. And she said, enjoy it while you can, it'll change quickly. And she was not holding back. It's a very demanding job, a lot of demands outside of the office, in meeting with community groups and collaborative groups and trying to build forward.
Right.
But I will always remain inwardly focused on the department to make sure that things are being handled well back at home. So the next 4 years, I'm already starting my second campaign. You have to start early, so I'm running for sheriff again in under 3 years, so that's probably one of those. But I think really for us as an organization, my goal is to be customer service oriented. I use the term customer service oriented policing. Right? We have a clientele, they expect a high level of service, and just like when you go to the mall, you want to make sure that you get the service that you're paying for. And our deputies have bought into this construct of service.
Excellent.
Service-oriented policing. So that's the one area I really want to focus on, and also innovation in other areas where we can stay ahead of the curve in how we deliver dynamic services to the residents of Orange County.
Sounds like you're on your way. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And remember that Sheriff Don Barnes is now going to be our sheriff for the next 4 years, so watch for his campaigning as well as all of the initiatives that he has set forth. We'll be right back. Welcome to Village Television. I'm Lisa Hart.
And I'm Ken Goldenberg.
We're the hosts of This Day Morning Show.
And today we'd like to help you navigate our YouTube channel where you can watch all your favorite Village Television programs.
First, you will want to open your browser and in the search bar, type in YouTube. Or if you are using Google, you can go to the upper right-hand corner and click on the 9 dots, which make a square, and this will provide a pull-down menu. Choose YouTube. Upon YouTube opening, there will be a search bar for you to type in Village Television.
Select the Village Television logo or select the words Village Television. Once you are on the Village Television's YouTube channel, you will have a few options: videos, playlists, channels, discussion, about, and search. To watch videos, it's best to know which show you want to watch. Click on the playlist.
Here you will choose which show you'd like to watch. For example, if you want to watch This Day, select This Day. You can scroll down and look for the video you are looking for. Or if you know what the subject is about, you can use the search button, which is the magnifying glass, and type in the subject.
To subscribe to the channel, you can click on the subscribe button and click on the bell. To view all governance videos, including Third, United, GRF, or VMS reports, go to the Laguna Woods Village website, and then in the upper left-hand corner, click on the YouTube logo. And once YouTube opens, you can use the search icon for the specific meeting or report you are looking for.
Thank you for watching, and we hope this has helped you find all the fun shows and videos at
Village Television.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
And I'd like to welcome back with us Tony Barron. She is the president of the Hearing Well Club. And coming up next week on Tuesday, February 12th, they'll be having their monthly meeting. And this time it will be the second part of learning about hearing aids and how they work. There's so many of them out there. Welcome. Good to see you today.
Well, actually, part one was about hearing, why you hear but don't understand.
Okay.
So our audiology advisor is going to do a little quick review of what we did last month, and then we're going to go into part two, how it works with hearing aids. So there will be some discussion about the latest and the greatest hearing aids, but it's mostly how hearing aids can help you to understand what you couldn't understand but you could hear before. So there's a big difference. There's so many people say, I'm in that category. I hear you quite fine, but I'm missing parts. I don't understand everything you're saying. And so it's those hair cells that die in different places, and so there's different decibels that are not reaching you. So that's how the hearing aids can help. But of course, I am not a licensed professional, and so our audiology advisor will explain that.
That's very interesting. It's kind of like when my wife says, well, you're hearing me, but you're not listening. That's very different though, right?
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
But so what you're saying is that the sound is getting through, but it might be a bit muffled or something is going on. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that I know you've talked about this before, and other folks that we've had on over the years. This is something that's common. It's not uncommon. Just like we wear glasses now, and your sight begins to lessen. For most people, not everyone, it's just progressive.
Every chance I get, I like to explain to people that the National Institutes for Health has reported that 50% of adults over the age of 75 have a disabling hearing loss. Mm-hmm. Now, so social services tells me that the average age here is 77.
Yeah.
That probably changes, regularly depending on sales and all that. But that says almost 50% residents here have a hearing loss.
Right. And the key, I guess, is disabling.
It's
because
disabling.
as we get older, we all stop hearing certain frequencies and things like that. That's normal. But when you throw in the word disabling, that becomes different.
When you
right?
stay home because you're concerned that you won't hear, that's disabling.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the beginning of disabling. It's isolation that can lead to depression.
Right.
And you know, people that stay in relationships and communicate live longer. So when you have a hearing loss and you retreat and you isolate, you are actually contributing to your own mortality. The more outgoing, you know, remember UCI did a study 10 years, they went back and...
Yes,
you know,
they do, yeah.
But that's because people in the village are active and involved.
Right.
But if you're not one of those active and involved people, you're contributing to isolation, depression, and
yeah,
and poor health, just in general. Yeah.
Let me ask you, you know, some of the reasons people don't get hearing aids. I know you and I were chatting before we came in here, and you know, there could be a few reasons. Cost, although there's a variety of costs out there, but more likely it has to do with that perception of people thinking, okay, I'm feeling old because I have hearing aids. And we were talking about that the younger generation now are growing up with things in their ears anyway. For them, it's going to be perfectly normal to have something in their ears as they get older.
Yeah, I know. You see it all the time. I don't know what that's like because I adopted hearing aids, you know, in my 40s, and I couldn't do without it. So I don't care if somebody sees it. I know that without it, I wouldn't be able to communicate.
Right. So, you know, part of the things that your club does is, you know, you have people come to these meetings, but the point is, I think the hardest part is getting the people that need it most to come to your meetings.
You know,
and then it'll change, at least get them, okay, well,
I hear it all the time from people who come and they say, Tony, I've learned so much, I understand better, and I know why I have to do this, and I know what will help, and I know what won't help, and that's great. And I have this neighbor who blasts the TV or is constantly asking me to repeat something, and they won't come to a meeting. And I say, oh, well, they'll come when they're ready, or maybe not at all. And I used to really fret about that and try to insist that it doesn't work. So people they come when they're ready.
Right.
You know.
What about the cost factor? As we know, they can be several $1,000s. There's some state-of-the-art ones that can detect falls. Communicate with your phones.
If you pay $3,000 to $4,000 per hearing aid, you're in the average cost of the latest and the greatest hearing aids.
Okay.
And the latest and the greatest is phenomenal because there's a lot of wireless capabilities where you can hear your TV from across the room. There's devices, assistive devices. There's little miniature microphones that connect to your hearing aids that you can use. The times have changed significantly.
Yeah. And I think just like in technology in general, the costs of, you know, it's like the saying, the costs have gone up for our cell phones. However, what those cell phones offer is far more than what the cost is relative compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with hearing aids. But I imagine that for some people, I don't know if does Medicare cover hearing aids? I honestly don't know. They don't?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not covered.
All right. So what can people do, let's say, what suggestion maybe people are on, you know, fixed incomes, which they are, a lot of them, and
well, they probably need to go, not get the latest and the greatest, but find something that will be work for them. So, and Costco is a good resource if you absolutely don't have the money. That is a place. Usually those hearing aids are a year or two behind. And you know, if I was to go out and buy the absolute latest and greatest, just came out yesterday, at hearing aids, in 6 months they're going to be
Right.
old.
Right, that's true.
So when you go out and you buy hearing aids that are a couple of years old, technology-wise, you are stepping down, but if it's all you can afford. And then again, let's talk about over-the-counter hearing aids, because they are finally getting approval from the FDA. There are some out there, but they're only really intended for the very mildest of hearing loss. So somebody who's got a severe, even moderate or severe, it would probably over-amplify everything. There's not enough.
Now, when you say over-the-counter, do you literally mean I walk into Target at one point or CVS or something?
And I've seen it for $9.95 at CVS. Now, I wouldn't necessarily. That's not an FDA approved.
$9.95?
But there are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually it's an amplifier. They don't call it a hearing aid.
Okay. Right.
Okay. This is the one that you put on and you can hear the deer across the woods. You know.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sportsman.
But you know what? They're getting to the point, and like anything with technology, it's getting to the point that it is getting, in many cases, less expensive. So you may see these high-end hearing aids now might be a year and a half from now half the cost of what they were.
In the year 2000, I paid $6,000 for hearing aids.
Right.
I can still buy good hearing aids for $6,000.
Right.
So it really hasn't changed that much overall.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's all the accessories that start adding up.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So I want to remind everyone that your meeting is always the second Tuesday of the month.
That's right.
So next Tuesday, February 12th, this will be over at
Clubhouse 3.
Clubhouse 3, yes, thank you.
The Performing Arts Center.
And Dining Room 2 at 1:30, the doors open. For refreshments, 2 o'clock, it begins. And now we talked about this out there. You're charging for guests now?
Yes. So members come in, they get a name tag, a permanent name tag. They pick up their name tag and that gets them in the door. Everybody else, the guest charge is $3.
Okay,
so
very good.
And they pay that at the door.
All right. And also your website, very easy, hearingwellclub.com if you want to find out more information there. And, if you think you might have a hearing loss, or more importantly, the people around you think that, you probably do.
I just want to also emphasize, we don't sell anything.
No, they don't.
So quite a few people, two complaints or 2 comments people say, is that they can't hear and so they don't go to meetings. Well, we have captions.
Okay.
So I have a court reporter sitting right there in the room.
Oh, wow.
That is,
All right.
is pounding out, and putting it up on the screen. And we also have a hearing loop. And for those people who have T-coil equipped hearing aids, and I explain what that is, but if you don't, we have assistive listening devices.
Okay.
So with headphones and a receiver, they can hear really up close. So hearing and understanding should not be an issue. And that's number 1. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, well. I've lost it. It's captioned in loop, so that's really important. Oh, and we don't sell anything.
Right.
We do not sell any. We're not allowed to. GRF would kick us out, and we don't sell anything. So a lot of people think, oh, well, I just bought my hearing aids, so I don't need any hearing aids. Well, how do you take care of those hearing aids? How to get the most use out of it? A lot of people think they buy hearing aids, and then that's a done deal, and they never go back.
Information club.
They've got to go back. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much, Tony.
Yep, thank you. Take care. Thank you.
We'll see you again in about a month.
I hope so.
All right,
God
we'll be
willing,
right
the
back,
creek don't
folks.
rise.
Oh, we'll get you on. Wait till we get.
Where can you see the greatest names in golf? Still making a name for themselves? Orange County's only PGA Tour Champions event returns as the Hogue Classic. Catch the legends of the PGA Tour at Newport Beach Country Club March 6th through the 10th and help Hogue Hospital give back to the health and vitality of our community in Southern California. Also, come visit the Hogue Health Village presented by Blue Shield of California to partake in games, giveaways, and informational health talks. Tickets available now at HogueClassic.com.
This is how we burger, brew, and cue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy, egg bacon, a buttery bun piled high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Q-tie, deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers Brew and Q, Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Okay, so our Friday movie this week on February 8th is going to be at 2 and 7 p.m. and it's called Measure of a Man. And it is about a bullied teen who experiences a turning point in the summer in which he learns to stand up for himself. So that's kind of a nice little, movie about sort of rising to what you need to, stick up for yourself as a young teenager and going through all the horrible things and angst of a teenager. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, and it's a comedy and a drama. And this did come out in 2018, and it's PG-13, so it's good for all ages. And it has Judy Greer, Luke Wilson, Donald Sutherland, and Blake Cooper. So it looks like a really good flick. So that is going to be on Friday, February 8th from 2 and 7 p.m., and it's called Measure of a Man. All right, and then on Monday, February 11th at 2 and 6 p.m., we have Tea with the Doms. And that is nothing, it's actually the original title was Nothing Like a Dom. And you can call it Dame or Dom. And it is unrated, it's an hour and 24 minutes, and it is a documentary that was made last year. And it's basically Doms, Judi Dench, Eileen Atkins, Joan Plowright, and Maggie Smith get together for tea, scones, and maybe a little something stronger to reminisce and discuss their acting careers. So that looks fun. I mean, I think it would be nice to kind of, dive into what they're going through and what they're all about. So that looks fun. That'll be on Monday, February 11th at 2 and 6 p.m. Okay, so what do we have else going on? We've got the gates. So there's a gate renovation that's going on, and it's going to be gates 2 and gates 8. So gate 3 will remain open 24/7. Gate 4 will remain for vehicle exit only at from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then gate 2 will have pedestrian hours only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then gate 8 will be pedestrian and golf carts only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So if you have any questions about that, you can always contact our security department and they can give you more information. All right, and then hopefully for your doggy, if you need some dog licensing or any vaccinations, that is going to be this Thursday, February 7th in Clubhouse 1 in the main lounge. And that is being put on the veterinarian services from 9:30 to 1, and then the licensed services is 10 to 1. And there's a variety of different schedules, so you need to look at the fees. For neuter and spaying, it's $24. Unaltered dogs is $48. Then we have the vaccination fee schedule, which is rabies 22 and DHP or Bordetella is 22. And then there's a variety of other services, including microchipping, which is $42 per dog. And again, like I said, that's going to be on Thursday, this Thursday, February 7th at Clubhouse 1 in the main lounge. And if you want any information, you actually want to call the Laguna Woods Dog Club. You can reach them at 949-855-1938. So that will be something really good to have. Okay, then we have coming up, actually tomorrow, Wednesday, February 6th in Clubhouse 1 at 5:30 p.m. is a Parisian dinner. You are welcome to bring your own music, or excuse me, your own wine, and Clubhouse 1 will provide your glasses. The tickets are $18. Tickets go on sale well, they went on sale already, and it is tomorrow. So I would go ahead and give Recreation a call to make sure there is still room. I would call 949-597-4281, or you can email recreation@vmsinc.org. And just to give you an idea of what the menu is, they have olive tapenade, baguette slices, and vichyssoise, salad with fennel and orange pieces, carrots, vichy, buttered noodles, beef bourguignon, I can't pronounce that, sorry, chicken cordon bleu with béarnaise sauce, fresh baguettes, coffee and tea, and strawberry cream crepes. So it sounds delicious. Again, contact Recreation for all that information. Okay, and let's take a look at that weather. Cold scattered rain, 53-38, cool, partly cloudy, 55-38, cool and sunny. And then we've got the local area, as we said, Big Bear 26, Palm Springs 57. And who is going to be on tomorrow? GRF update. We've got the Newport Harbor Orchid Society, escrow options, Saddleback Church. So it looks like a good show tomorrow. And remember, right after our 9:30 airing of This Day will be followed immediately at 9:30, the GRF meeting. Have a great day in the village. Try to stay dry, and we'll see you tomorrow.